back to the Social Life Podcast. I'm Deanna Miller, Marketing Director and Co-Founder of Stark Social Media Agency. With me, as always, Nate Imhoff.
I'm here.
He's here, Creative Director and Co-Founder. We do lots of stuff. We do
stuff.
Lots of stuff, if you will. So we are a full-service boutique marketing agency offering everything from social media to web design. So there's a lot of things that we do, but we do this podcast, the Social Life Podcast, basically so that we can talk about stuff and be on our phones while we're talking about stuff.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm texting Audio Guru.
You're texting him.
Yeah.
Ah, that's exciting. Are you texting him about the Folgers?
Folgers is still here.
Super excited about this. So last time we talked about video in the previous podcast. We talked a lot about using video, how to do it, how to create your strategy. And then we talked about some other stuff like Taco Bell and things like that. But basically today's topic, what the hell is a landing page?
What the hell is a landing page?
And I was trying to think of like a clever title, and I think that's just the best way to do it.
There's probably someone out there that literally said that.
What the hell is a landing page? Anyone who probably sat through my initial webinars and trainings like 2 years ago was like, what the hell is a landing page? And why does she keep talking about them? I don't get it.
You're hardcore.
I am so hardcore. It's kind of ridiculous. So what the hell is a landing page? It's a thing on a thing.
All right.
On the internet.
Peace out.
And you do stuff with it. No, I'm just kidding. In a nutshell, it is a place, either on your website or standalone, that you capture leads and you use them, integrate them with your advertising campaigns. And basically, it's just a place that you send people to capture leads.
Boom.
On a website or standalone. All right, we're done. That was the fastest podcast in the history of podcasts.
That's our shortest one.
We're done. So now you know the answer. Go. Get out of here. But no, so I recently did a webinar on Facebook dark ads with my fancy friend, Mike Bjorkman.
Fancy friend.
He's fancy.
He also has fancy pants.
He does. He has lots of fancy pants.
Fancy pants.
He gets them.
His are usually like leopard skin, like
They're
leopard
not
print.
Leopard skin.
Leopard print.
I'm gonna
Zebra
tell him.
print.
He has what is it? What is the word I'm looking for? He's got chutzpah.
Chutzpah. He's wacky.
He has absolutely, he just wears what he wants to.
He's a wacky guy.
I love that. I love that about him. He's very confident, so he doesn't care what people think.
Wacky.
About what he wears. Anywho, so we just did a webinar series. We started our webinar series. It's the Stark and Home Smart webinar series. We talk about social marketing, usually in relation to real estate, but I also throw in a lot of small business chatter. So I think
chitter chatter.
I think that's if you haven't yet seen it, email me hello@starksocial.com, and I'll send you the video and add you to the list so that you can register and stuff. But I talked a lot about Facebook dark ads, and so the emails that I got afterwards were, who do you recommend for landing pages? Well, me, obviously, like my company. We want to do it for you. But what should I put on it? What kind of landing page should I put together? And Nate and I have seen a lot of really bad ones.
Bad.
Where there's just so much stuff on it that you don't know what it is you're doing.
Well, the point of a landing page is to get rid of distractions and, hone in. There's a reason it's called a sales funnel. It's to bring it down to a point.
Right.
So, if you technically from an SEO standpoint, any page that someone lands on is a quote unquote landing page. But when we refer to landing page,
there you go.
We're talking, hey.
Don't confuse them. Because then they're like, every page. Then the next thing you know, people are calling me and they're like, so on my contact us landing page, on my blog landing page, no, don't do that.
So you can have it as a page on your website, but you really want to take away the rest of navigation to stop people from leaving.
Right.
You have to click away in order to get off this page.
You want to
Otherwise,
wait
give me your email.
You want to wait until people have filled out the landing page to say, don't forget to visit my website.
Right.
And then you can navigate them to your website. But you don't want to leave the navigation bar up there.
Or maybe give them something free.
Okay, well, we're getting to that.
I always go ahead.
Jeez, man.
I always go ahead.
That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done with putting together show notes that you're not going to actually like read and digest.
I see it.
Okay, fine, whatever.
So dramatic.
So dramatic. Anyway, whatever. But no, we've seen recently, I'm thinking about a landing page we saw that was recently done that you were like, oh my Lanta, it's like somebody threw up on this landing page and there's so much stuff. You want
all the things.
So we're going to talk what should be on my landing page is we'll go to the bottom part because we started talking about it first. So these bullet points down here at the bottom, what should be on my landing page? It should be simple.
Simpatico.
No, that's not the same word.
I think it is.
It's not. Simpatico does not mean simple.
Whatever. Make up my own word.
That's a word that exists, but that
I make up my own words.
Oh, okay.
Mexico.
Oh, right. It should be very, very simple. It's a place for gathering at the very least. Name and email. That's it. Like at the very, very least. And that's what we do when we're, let's say, putting together a landing page for a webinar, or we're putting a landing page together for giveaways or things like that. So we'll talk about the kinds of things you can do with the landing page. It should be a summary on there of your goal, not the story, not like a 10-chapter novel. Like it should just be like the synopsis of
Cliff Notes.
Right. The Cliff Notes version, if you will, of what the person who has arrived to your landing page is going to get. And I've seen some where it looks like it's a website, like you're scrolling for days and you're like, where do I put in my information? It's got all these like icons and all this stuff.
Quotes from random people you never heard of.
Right. And you're like, who the hell? Why do I care? What the hell is this?
But John Smith from this company says we're amazing.
You know, John Smith probably doesn't exist.
That name sounds suspiciously made
up. You want to give just little examples of like why you're the best. So maybe you put a review on there of like, you know, here's a recent review. Maybe you do something like that, but you don't want to like make it. You don't want it to be visual diarrhea. Like. That's basically that's what I thought of the landing page that we just saw that somebody sent to us. I was like, here's my landing page. And I was like,
that's not a landing page.
That's not a landing page. That's
a visual tornado.
That visual tornado. I like that. Hashtag visual tornado.
Pound.
No.
Pound.
No.
Pound.
We've had this conversation. I need the little spray bottle we use for the birds.
Don't.
But you want to make you don't want to overdo it. Let's see, counters, counting down to something like this is good for 30 days. You know, fill in your information and you'll get it.
Counters are good.
Those are great because it creates a sense of urgency. And then people are like, oh, crap, if I don't fill this in now. I'm typing on the
imaginary key.
If I don't fill it in now, then I'm the kind of person that will, if I see a counter on something, it's like, I'm going to forget to do this. I'll just do it now. And then I'll fill it in with my fake information so that like I get the stuff, but then they don't actually send it to my like.
So you're John Smith. I knew it.
I'm Joan Smith. Actually.
Joan Smith.
JoanSmith@gmail.com. No, I'm just joking. That's not my email. Don't email Joan Smith at gmail.com. That's not really me, I promise. But you basically, what should be on your landing page? Do you have anything else to add to that? Like what other things when you're putting together landing pages?
I have a question though.
Answer. Yeah. What?
Do cough drops have alcohol in them?
I don't know. You bought the cough drops?
I have been eating them left and right. Just want to know.
He also hasn't eaten anything today, even though I handed him a Kind bar.
I know, right?
Yeah. Good job.
A caramel salted one.
These are so good. It's like eating like caramel corn. Delicious.
All right, I'll give it a try. What was your question?
What should be on the landing page?
Well, it depends what you're pushing.
Okay, so let's talk about that, and then maybe we'll come back to this because Nate likes to just go all over the place, and apparently he's drunk on cough drops. So the kinds of landing pages you can put together. So you could do a giveaway, you could do free download. If you're a property, like in the property business, so property management, real estate, you could do free home evaluation. If you have a product, a good or service that you're offering, you could do like a free consultation. There's all kinds of different things you can do with a landing page. We do them for promotions. We have white paper download that we do. We have our little like tiny ebook thingamajigger.
Top pro tips, 50 top pro tips.
Yeah, 50 pro
top,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it's good. You should get it. But you can do all those different kinds of, you can do a variety of landing pages. But again, when you're putting together your marketing strategy, you want to think about what are my goals this year? And basically, your landing page is your attempt to build your email list, to grow your sales funnel. Anybody that you're advertising this landing page to, you want them to be enticed to work with you, obviously, eventually. So a lot of times I'll do free consultations that turn into potential clients, that turn into actual clients. And so that's always really good. You want to make sure that you're thinking about who your audience is and what you're trying to accomplish as your end result. So these emails as contact information, you will eventually drip market to using whatever email tool or CRM you're using. Again, we love MailChimp to send emails.
Go MailChimp. Because
they're pretty. And it's a troll, the little guy in the snow right now. He's in the snow and he's like got this like snow hat on. It's really cute. So anyway. And then you want to use them. Basically, you create the landing page to use it in advertising. So it's not something you're necessarily posting on a regular basis to social media. So you're not necessarily posting it on a regular basis to Facebook. What I would generally do is create a dark ad on Facebook. And if you haven't, if you don't know what a dark ad is, then you should have attended my training this week. You should have been there on the webinars, on the internets.
We'll get on the email list and you won't miss the next one.
Don't miss the next one. We're talking about Instagram on the next one.
Bam.
And swiping up.
Swiping up.
But you don't know what that is.
Well, you're going to teach us. We're all going to learn.
You didn't attend my webinar. I think you were watching TV.
Okay, I was watching TV.
You're mean. I hate you.
Wow. Harsh.
So developing a landing page strategy is really essential to creating your ads. You don't just want to create an ad out in the world without sending people someplace with an end goal. Your end goal needs to be like full on marketing strategy is I'm going to create Facebook ads, Google AdWords, Twitter ads, and LinkedIn ads, and I'm going to send them to X landing page so that people can fill in, redeem for whatever, get what they want from this landing page. So one of the things that I definitely recommend is when you're putting together your marketing strategy, you want to put together, let's say, here's the 3 different things I'm going to accomplish. And like we talked about in the last podcast with the video, you want to sit down and write out what your videos are going to be and what the topics are and what you're going to talk about. It's the same thing with the landing page. You want to write down what you want to accomplish with each landing page and what the end result or the end user is going to get out of arriving at that landing page. And again, you want to make it simple. You don't want to give people the opportunity to second guess giving you their information. So if there's a lot going on, like visual tornado, people might not give you the information because it's too sales pitchy. You want to avoid seeming like you're trying to convince them that you're better than they think you are. You basically just want to say like, here's what you're getting. Give me your information. And then there you go. I've seen people do really cool landing pages that are just very simple email forms. It's just a very simple like name, email address, go. So when you're putting together your ad strategy, and I think a lot of people are using these landing pages with, especially Google AdWords, you want to make sure that when you're spending the money on a Google AdWords campaign, that when you're focusing, you're sending people from one place when they're clicking, you don't want to send them directly to your website because then they have too many opportunities to click around and go like, okay, I don't get it. What was I supposed to do? Oh, I don't know. I have to go like make mac and cheese.
Huh.
So you want to make sure that you're sending them someplace where they're like, oh, this is so cool. Fill out my information. Oh, I can visit their website. Cool. Well, if they visit your website and they're like, wait a minute, what did I just do? It's too late. They already gave you their information.
Dun, dun, dun. We don't have no.
I know. Where'd Audio Guru go? Like,
usually he
dun,
does.
dun, dun.
Usually there's a music there.
That's cool.
Failing.
Whatevs. I don't know.
Failing.
I feel like, Gumby and Pokey are laughing at me right now.
Gumby and Pokey.
But that's really like my prime example is when you're doing, like, especially Google AdWords, you don't want to waste the money on sending somebody to your website. You really, really, really do not, because it gives them the opportunity to forget about why they got there.
They get distracted.
Right.
See something else.
Exactly. It's shiny.
Ooh.
Ooh, what's this? Click, click, click.
I
Oh,
think
my mac and cheese is ready. And then all of a sudden, or
Yes.
I have to go to Taco Bell.
Yes.
Del Taco if you're me, because I love the box we get.
Oh,
With
the box.
the tacos
Yes.
and the burritos.
I do like the tacos and
That is
burritos.
the best. I'm really hungry right now.
Apparently. No shopping for us because
No.
we would buy the entire supermarket.
Never mind. No, I'm not going to go grocery shopping today. That would just be
Lay hungry.
silly.
Anyways, we're hungry.
We're very hungry. So Facebook ads. There's a lot of ways you can do this in a Facebook ad. You can do it as a dark ad. You can do it as a straight up, just create your ad. They have a lot of different options on Facebook ads. I'm looking for this fancy word in my head, and
Fancy
it's not
word.
there. Twitter ads and LinkedIn ads. I mean, I honestly, it depends on what your product is, but you definitely want to make sure any of the ads that you're putting together, you're sending them to a landing page. The kinds of ads you can run. You can do giveaways. You can do download white paper. You can do values, free consultations. Okay, let's go back to what should be on my landing page. And then after the break, we'll talk about more stuff about landing pages. But when you're building a landing page, what's your number one thing that you start to do when you're starting it?
I hope they have video. Videos,
Okay, so
videos are
video.
prime. I put those at the top.
Okay, so
A video.
So that's perfect. We just talked about video in our last podcast. So if you're doing, especially if you're doing a giveaway, a free consultation, I definitely recommend you do a video. And obviously you want to map out what your video is going to say, but you want to talk about the giveaway. You want to talk about why having a free consultation is important. And those types of things. So when you're putting together a landing page, a video is a great idea.
Yes.
We're going to talk more after the break here on the Social Life podcast about what the hell is a landing page.
What the hell is a landing page?
And I got some parentheses and why you need one. And we'll talk about more things that you need on your landing page to keep it simple, make sure that they're attractive, make sure that it's achieving your goal. And you're avoiding any kind of visual. I like visual tornadoes because visual diarrhea is probably not as appealing of a word as the other. So when we come back on the Social Life podcast, we'll be talking more about what the hell is a landing page. We're going to get some tips and ideas from Nate because he builds them on a regular basis. I do a lot of building of landing pages, just really simple ones, not as cool as his, obviously. But we will talk some more about what the hell is a landing page and why you need one when we come back after the break with the Social Life podcast. All right, go grab a drink or something because you'll need it for the second half, I promise. Pull over if you're driving. Seriously, pull over right now.
Go in the trunk.
Go in the trunk.
My parents run the best social media company around. Go to starksocial.com today.
Hello. Welcome back to the Social Life podcast.
Thanks for having me back.
Oh, I didn't know you were coming back to join us. I thought.
Well, I'm here now.
I thought I fired you in the last podcast.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Anyway.
I'm here.
Takes a long time to find a new co-host. Well, are you really drunk off of cough drops right now?
I could be.
Really?
If they have alcohol in it, it could. I've eaten a lot.
Because you haven't eaten today. You've had coffee.
I know.
So that's breakfast.
Anywho's
it's.
What the hell's a landing page?
What the hell is a landing
why do you need one?
page? And why do you need one? So we've been talking about what the hell a landing page is. I get this question a lot, actually. And the funny thing is that I know that there are a lot of landing page tools and technology, especially if you're a real estate agent. Holy mackerel, it can get expensive.
Mackerel.
We were actually having a meeting yesterday with somebody about a super secret project we're working on.
Ooh, super secret.
Super secret project we're working on.
Super secret.
Stupid secret. But we can't talk about it because it's a secret. But anyway.
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
And that's a lot of people we'd have to track down that are listening to the podcast.
Yes.
Anyway, so.
Except for my friend. That one person who didn't have a friend. I'm that friend. From the last podcast. Come on.
Sorry.
You don't remember?
No. Oh, you're being friends.
She forgets.
I try to.
Never mind. Moving on.
I try to tune you out most of the time. And it's like, what did he say? And then I'm like, never mind. It doesn't matter. But we were having a meeting yesterday and we were looking at websites for different stuff for the super secret project. And oddly enough, it's really funny that people advertise the landing page tools and technology and stuff in different magazines and things like that. And then you go and you look at it. My biggest problem is that when you're putting together landing page, technology to sell over and over and over again, that it's just not customizable. And then it's not really a landing page anymore. It becomes a website.
Right.
And then you're paying a lot of money to gather leads for something that you might not be able to afford. So that's why I'm always recommending to people when they say, like, do I need a website? Do I need this? What does it cost? For some clients, I'll just do a landing page that, forwards, a domain forwards to until they can afford a website. Because that's, a good place to get started so that you're capturing leads and you're building your sales funnel. Should you be spending like $2,000 a month on a website that's supposed to gather leads? I don't. If you have the budget for it and you can spend the money, go for it.
You got to watch out for scams, though.
But yeah, definitely be careful of scams. And then,
because there are people that will sell you a landing page and tell you you're getting all these leads, and then they basically are just selling you bot leads. Or sending you bot leads and saying they're coming through the website.
Right. And then the other thing is that then your website looks the same as everybody else's.
Indeed.
So if you have like 10 realtors in your area that are buying this quote unquote landing page lead technology, it looks exactly like the 10 agents all have all the same. I mean, which is great. I mean, because there are a lot of tools out there that do have the ability to run ads and stuff for you on a regular basis for a fee. But you've got to think about how much money you're spending on managing, on having the tools and technology, and then additionally how much money you're being charged to run the ads. So when it comes to a landing page, when it comes to spending money, I definitely will stand behind the creating your own website, even if it's just a one-page site, something that's just very simple, and then having additional landing pages that accomplish your lead generation. I think that in terms of cost, because most hosting of a website or is roughly inexpensive if you look at it over a year, right?
Yeah.
So what's the average cost?
It varies depending on what you want, but you can get it for about $100 a month.
So for hosting a website,
mm-hmm.
$100 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's expensive. That sounds pricey. That sounds more.
You can get it for less, but that's the average.
But like, what do we charge clients?
$250
for the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a month.
Oh, I meant a month or a year.
Yeah.
$100 a year.
I was gonna say $100 a month.
Whatever.
Okay.
I told you too many cough drops.
He's totally drunk on cough drops. Can we get this man some bread? Oh my Lanta. But it's relatively inexpensive versus the like $2,000 a month that some people might be paying for these other tools and technology.
I'm pretty sure nothing is worth $2,000 a month for lead generation. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
It sounds to me like snake oil, which we definitely like try to avoid. Like you should be seeing a decent return on your investment if you're spending that much money on leads. Like you should be able to quantify the spend,
right?
And say like, okay, I'm spending, $2,000 a month on this, and I'm getting, each month, the earnings from this after such and such a quarter is this much money. So clearly it's worth it.
Right.
But if you're spending, $2,000 a month and your quarter is 3 months long, you're spending $6,000 and you haven't made any money off of any of the leads, then you should definitely take a step back.
Right.
Obviously, there's tools out there that are cheaper, and there are other things out there that you can do. But I definitely would say my recommendation is, make the investment on getting yourself a website, and then add those landing page strategies. Because the thing is that if you decide to move away from using that technology, so let's say you decide to cancel your website / landing page with that company,
right,
you have nothing to show for it.
Nada.
You got nothing.
Tostada.
So that's my big hesitation about, I think somebody had sent me an email and asked like, well, do you recommend signing up with such and such a company? And
well, they sucker you in because it's a lower upfront, but it's ongoing.
Right.
And
well, and
you feel like you're trapped almost. You have to keep paying, otherwise.
Well, some
lose.
of them it's a lower upfront. Some of them it's not. Like the really pricey ones, like the upfront cost is like $4,000, which is the same as getting your own independent website.
Right.
But then you're spending anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 a month to maintain it because they're sending you leads.
Right.
But it's, what are you paying for in the long run? Let's say you decide you're going to change brokerages or you decide you're going to change companies or what have you. And then all of a sudden, all of your stuff is gone. You don't have a website. You don't have a online presence.
Right.
And you're basically starting from scratch. So you have to think about long-term goals. Like, are you going to then be stuck with that company and not have a website anymore or not have a website anymore?
Right.
So that's my thought process in terms of when you're looking for these quick fix, all-in-one.
You got to think of what about if I change directions?
Right. What if you decide that
I got to have options.
You're going to sell your restaurant. So all of a sudden, like all that money you invested.
Right. I mean, what about if you sell your business? You
right.
You should have something that you can hand over to people. If you're paying for a subscription service, you're sort of signing someone else up for it. Otherwise, they're SOL.
No, that's totally true. And that's one of the things I think I'm definitely hesitant about endorsing a like all-in-one subscription type program when it comes to websites and landing pages, right. Because then it's gone. I use for my the landing pages that I do. Nate obviously builds really cool ones that are like, wow. But I currently use Instapage. We used to use a different tool, but I use Instapage because it's fast and it's easy. And what I like about it is if a client says, okay, I want to take this with me someplace else, I can download all the files for them and send it to them in a zip, and then they're on their merry way. With a lot of other tools and stuff. So, for example, some of these fancy subscription services that cost a lot of money on a regular basis, you can't take that with you. They own what they've designed for you.
Own it.
They own it. And they own it because they've designed the template that everybody else is using. So you have to be careful about reading your contract when you sign up for those landing page website subscription services, because it looks really fancy and cool, and you've got that like pop up for your messaging and whatnot, and all these like things that you're like, I couldn't do this on my own. But we can recommend, or we can help you with putting together a website / landing page strategy that would make sense for you. We can make recommendations and say, like, that's probably easier because your long-term goal is to be a real estate agent for 10 years. So you're going to spend this much money and you're hoping to get such a return on an investment. But you definitely want to look at the fine print with subscription services. Right?
Absolutely.
Drunk guy?
I am drunk. These cough drops.
Oh, you got the ones with menthol too. right?
I don't know. Eucalyptus? Yeah. I
Eucalyptus?
Think so. Yeah.
Is there a lot of alcohol in eucalyptus?
I don't know, maybe.
He just popped another one, though.
Let's do this. I'm having a good time.
So that's our 2 cents on the subscription services. I think you want to be careful. I know that it's really cool when you sign up for a subscription service and they send you like 2,000.
They send you promises.
Right.
Sell you promises.
Well, when they send you that, like, oh, here's all these leads that are getting into your inbox. The other thing I've noticed is I've had experience with a couple different ones where they run your landing page plus your Google AdWords, and then you get an email every time somebody fills out the form. You don't know that somebody's actually filling out the form.
Right.
It could be, like Nate said, that they're sending you bot leads, which is fine if you're okay with that, but the lead might not end up to be a viable lead. They end up maybe yelling at you and saying, like, how the hell did you get my contact information?
I didn't fill out no form.
Why you calling me on a Saturday? But you want to be really careful of that. If you're signing up with somebody to manage your Facebook ads, your Google ads, whatever ads you're doing, and they're putting together a landing page strategy for you, you want to have a physical download of everything that comes through your landing page.
Right.
You want it to go into your MailChimp account, into your CRM. If you're using a CRM connected to your landing page, you want to be able to qualify those leads and not have to physically take the lead and then type it in, and you're basically adding more work and energy. So you want to think about those types of things before you sign up with a subscription service or a company to do it. And if you have questions, you're like, I'm about to sign up with this company and this sounds really cool. You know, you can always ask us and we'll give you our 2 cents. We're not going to say, like, you know, clearly they are winners, because we want to make sure people don't get gouged. I have a lot of people that come to me that are like, I spent all this money, I have nothing to show for it.
So much hustle out there.
So much hustle. So, yes, you definitely need a landing page. What is a landing page? We talked about it before the break. In a nutshell, it's a place that you drive leads from your advertising, whether it's Facebook, Google AdWords, Twitter ads, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you're doing your advertising. It's a place to drive leads, so you're driving traffic to capture information so that you can advertise your business on a regular drip marketing campaign style basis. And those can be done with a lot of different things. We talked about the kinds of ads that you can run. So giveaways, free downloads, white papers, free evaluations, free consultations. What other ads what other...
Well,
are you too drunk to help?
No, I'm not too drunk. I mean, those are the 4. I can't think anymore.
Anyway, this will be the show that Nate got drunk on cough drops.
I know, right?
Anyway, so giveaways, downloads, free evaluations, free consultations. If you can think of anything else, maybe you have an event that's happening at your business. If you're a real estate agent, an open house. If you're a restaurant, maybe you've got a cool happy hour, and you want to drive traffic about to your
a recipe.
A recipe.
Or if you need like some kind of a background check or a credit check or something, you're selling cars or something.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a bunch of different kinds of things that you can do. I mean, you really want to, when you're putting together your marketing strategy, sit down and make a list of all of the things you want to accomplish, what your goals are, and what kinds of things you can do to entice people to visit your website or your landing page. I have hiccups, I think. Excusez-moi. Pardonnez-moi. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're putting your landing page strategy together, that you're adding it to your marketing strategy. And it should all be, when you're putting it together, you want to make sure that you're doing like, so this is what I'm going to do for social media for the month. This is what I'm going to do for advertising for the next couple months. This is the landing pages I need to support the advertising, and what kinds of things you want to advertise, what kinds of things do you want to give away. So I hope today, what you've learned from us in a nutshell, what the hell is a landing page? You just basically want to make sure that when you're getting ready to develop your landing page strategy, that you have you've written down exactly what you're looking to accomplish. You're deciding how you're going to do it. Are you going to get yourself a free Instapage account, which I'll go ahead and link to that in the show notes for you because I can hook you up. Are you going to hire somebody to do a really fancy bells and whistles one like Nate does?
Bells and whistles.
He can do that for you. They're really nice. He's done some really pretty ones for us. And how are you going to accomplish it? Are you going to go with a subscription service? And before you do, make sure that you read the fine print so that if you're walking away from them, you're able to keep your content, or you're able to get your leads and download them so that you can take them away with you to your CRM. Before you get started with the landing page, make sure that you have email set up. Make sure that you have all the stuff that you need in place. So when you're putting together your strategy, you want to make sure you have a business email. Stop doing the @gmail.com thing. If you're, it's really, really easy.
What about Yahoo? She laughed.
Yahoo keeps getting hacked.
My AOL is awesome.
Okay, no. See, seriously, if Yahoo gets hacked one more time, my mom finally created a Gmail account. You know it's serious.
Ooh.
So my mom has had the same Yahoo email for ever, and she finally created a Gmail account because the last hacking was like the end of her rope. But as you're putting together your landing page strategy, even if you don't have like a big bells and whistles website, you can get professional looking domain at starksocial.com type emails using tools like what is it we use?
Hover. Rackspace.
There you go. So you can put it together so you're not sending them to, Nate webdesigner at gmail.com.
First email.
That was your first email.
Just
right?
kidding.
No, Deanna does social media at gmail.com. You want to avoid that kind of stuff because you want it to look like you're professional and set up. We have a client team right now that has their professional business domain. I've shown them how they need to get their stuff set up so that they can do their business email through their server that they're hosting people that they use, which I don't like to talk about because we don't like them that much. But I've shown them how they can get that set up so that they look more professional. You want to make sure that you have all the things set up that you need, that you've written out your strategy, and that when you're putting together your landing page, that you keep it simple. Make sure that there's a place for, at the very least, gathering name and email. If you're looking to accomplish more than that, maybe you're trying to do some geolocation type of stuff with your Facebook marketing or your retargeting. Maybe you want an address or a zip code or something like that. That's definitely helpful if you're looking to do physical advertising for specific target locations. You want to do a summary of your goals. So a summary of what you're looking to accomplish. So I'm looking to, here's the thing. You've got a white paper to download. So here's your 50 free pro tips on how to win at social media marketing. And here's why. People across the nation have downloaded this and they're very happy with it. And now you're excited about it. You want to talk about why you're the best. Don't overdo it. Avoid the visual tornado. You don't have to add all of your certifications. You don't have to add all of your testimonials. You don't have to add everything. It's not a website. It's a landing page. So we've talked today about what the hell is a landing page and why you need one. Make sure that if you have questions that you reach out to us. The sociallifepodcast.com is where you go to subscribe to this lovely podcast. If you have questions, you can always email us at hello@starksocial.com. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/StarkSocial. Find us on Instagram and Twitter with the handle @StarkSocial. Our regular website is starksocial.com. Find us on YouTube by searching Stark Social Media Agency. I think that's it. Are we good?
Almost.
All right. So I will let you all go finish off your beverages.
We're going to go get some food.
I think I'm going to get some food and maybe a martini.
Ooh.
I'm thinking. I had some really good ones last night at Bonefish, so...
Like Bonefish.
I do like them a lot. So join us next time on the Social Life Podcast. We're going to be talking about more marketing, more exciting things, and saying hell a lot more. Have a great rest of your day. We will see you next time on the Social Life.
Okay, lady. I love you. Bye-bye.